all black, swag as fuck, fresh cut, you know what's up. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and... It doesn't make sense because I'm not wearing any yellow. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Yeah. I'm stupid. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's the Schizomanic here. Here to kind of give you another discussion. And this time we're going to talk about a manga series that I have not talked about, but I have been following, I think, pretty much since the day it started. And that is The Promised Neverland. Intrastate. So, Promised Neverland is a very interesting series because it's a series that I think almost from the get-go I was imagining they can't really drag this out too much, can they? Or are they going to? I mean, we're 35 chapters in as of right now, and the plot, I wouldn't say is in no major, oh, it's about to end, but it's definitely progressed relatively far from where we're at. And it's interesting because a lot of people would say, oh, well, Terrell, you've had such issues with, gory and, disturbing anime in the past. What the fuck is so appealing about Promised Neverland? Promised Neverland is technically, in terms of premise, one of the more disturbing mangas that have recently come out because it's all about plantations of little kids being raised by their one maid-like mother to, as they find out within, the first chapter, is after they hit a certain age, they get fed to fucking aliens. And you're like, well, and so half of the story is just trying to figure out what the fuck is going on and why everything is the way it is. I would honestly just call it a psychological thriller. And I think what draws me to this one and makes me want to read this one every week is that it knows how to draw suspense and intrigue you without doing what a lot of those other mangas do. See, a lot of other mangas like fucking Attack on Titan and Akame ga Kill are also trying to horrify you and disturb you. But for one, they're doing it in a completely different manner than The Promised Neverland does. The Promised Neverland's goal is to constantly keep you guessing while you're gradually learning new information. The one thing I hate about these series that present a mystery at the beginning of the manga and then try to spend the rest of the manga trying to figure the shit out is that some mangas aren't good at setting up a mystery and keeping you constantly intrigued. Nisekoi, for example, and I know this is the best example, but remember when Nisekoi's original premise was who was the mystery girl who gave him the locket, and then the other half of the mystery was they figured out that, you met all these different girls when you were younger, well, which girl gave you the locket? And that was okay for a little while until you hit that whole which girl gave you the locket where the fucking story, where that part of the story completely died. That was only randomly and occasionally mentioned after certain particular arcs, primarily Chitoge / Onodera focus arcs. And it was just kind of like, well, that was a fucking waste of time. Why did you do this? Well, that's because they don't know how to draw out a good mystery. The cool thing about Promised Neverland is that Promised Neverland, because you're starting this series from the perspective of the children, I believe these guys are 6. Our main characters are 5 and 6. Almost the entire cast is 5 and 6 minus a few adults. 2, actually. 2 adults and the aliens you rarely see. You've only seen once or twice at this point. And so you're playing this from the standpoint of a 6-year-old who just found out that we're being bred and fed to fucking aliens. And there comes this ass amount of questions. Because in the beginning, you don't know shit. In the beginning, it's literally like, oh, well, we're being raised by our mothers, quote unquote, and then fed to fucking aliens after a certain point in time. Well, what's dictating that point in time? Where are these mothers that are breeding the aliens? That's what we're thinking as the viewer. So we got questions the kids wouldn't have questions to. Because these are children. These children, all they know is from what they've learned living on this little farm is what I'm going to call it. And so you got it's cool because you got this weird branch of questions the children would only ask and questions that you, the viewer, ask. Where are all the fucking parents? That's the first question. You got a whole bunch of kids. None of them look similar. So it's not like this one giant mother printing out these people. And then you're wondering, well, what the fuck are the aliens? What would the aliens do with children? Why specifically kids do they want? And what dictates when and when a child is shipped out? It's also very interesting because they still have them taking tests and shit, and it makes you wonder, well, wait a minute, does the test have something to do with it? Like, and it becomes this cool cat and mouse game, and then you're like, wait a minute, well, that means that our mother is in on this fucking plan. What are we gonna do? Because that means that she's a part of the plan. But wait a minute, she's human, or is she human? Something's fucking up. You know, it's a lot of shit coming at you at once. And the one thing in my sneaking suspicion, I was talking to a friend about this the other day. I personally think that Promised Neverland might be one of those it might go the Death Note route, meaning it'll kind of address it'll be a short series that addresses everything and then kind of just ends. I mean, because we're 35 chapters in, and we're getting to like I would view as pivotal points in like a series. And I'm not saying we're at the very end. I don't even think we're halfway at this point. But we damn sure, I would argue, is either a fourth or like a fourth or a fifth of the way through the series. Which is interesting considering how many questions are left unanswered. But I think the series doesn't get a lot of fucking play-by-play because, you know, there are some people who talk about it, but it's not really talked about that much. It's because it's one of those methodical series. It's like on the same tier as Detective Conan, where there's shit going on, but like it's not really hype worthy. Because remember, you know, the YouTube community and the anime community, it's more about what kind of brings out the action or shocks you. Promised Neverland, it never really goes the extra mile. Even things and people or animals or whatever the fuck that die in this series is not done in this over bombastic, glorified, gory as fuck bloodbath. It's done in a very subtle and simplistic way, which is also something I appreciate because fucking, I mean, granted, I understand that it depends on the context in which you're killing these things, you know, and how you're killing these people or creatures, whatever the fuck, that determines how ridiculous the bloodbath is. But you had things like Attack on Titan that just took everything to a psychological extreme. Even if anyone's seen that infamous murder bloodbath scene with the fucking demon rabbits from Blood Seed, you already know we can get fucking stupid with the way we kill things. And even things like Akame ga Kill, where death in there was overly dramatic and ridiculous. Here, it's like subtle as fuck. It almost makes you wonder. It's it's still a big event, but it hits you in a different way. This is like the appeal of Promised Neverland for me, is that it's interesting and intriguing, but it's not trying so hard to be something it's not. The one thing I fucking couldn't stand about Akame ga Kill or fucking Attack on Titan, particularly Akame ga Kill, I want to hammer that point. Specifically Akame ga Kill, is it was trying so goddamn hard to be fucking edgy and disturbing and creepy. I mean, granted, Attack on Titan does this to a lesser degree, but Akame ga Kill was trying to go out of its way to make itself seem darker and more disturbing by not only having death, but having these really ridiculous deaths and disturbing deaths. Whereas, like, a death in Akame ga Kill, I think has less impact on me than a death in here because, well, granted, this is also a difference in storytelling and the way the characters are written, but a death here means a lot fucking more because of the nature of the series. You gotta think about it. This isn't a series you can introduce new characters on the fucking fly because it's just this fucking little area, this little farm that's like blocked off from the rest of the world. At least that's what it seems like, and that's the way you feel when you're reading it at least in the beginning. And you're like, well, shit, you can't really introduce new characters because you only got this little squad. Which is why everything that happens in this little squad and anything that happens to any of these characters is to hit you way harder. Because you're like, oh, shit. This is on some next level shit. Now, I'm not going to say it's a fucking amazing masterpiece, but damn sure I would say it's probably one of the better written manga currently in Shonen Jump. This shit is interesting as fuck. And I honestly would say if it went the Death Note route and just kind of did its short story and ended and just kind of left it at that, this shit could be easily revered as a classic if it's done correctly. Now, granted, as I said, everything, and to be fair, every manga has that potential. But this one, I think, legitimately has a good amount of potential as long as they don't fuck it up, which it trips me out that no one's really talking about it like that. I mean, I've seen a few chapter reviews on it, but like not much. Like even right now, that's, you know what, for the fuck of it, let's do this. I'm gonna do this live. Let's see how many people are talking about the Promised Neverland, or how many people even review the chapters for the Promised Neverland. So you got, do this, and then we'll do within the last week, because the new chapter just came out. It has a good amount of chapter reviews, to be fair. Not a lot, but it has a good amount of chapter reviews. Yeah, I went like a week out and barely, and it seems to be, yeah, it's not a lot of people. Like I went through like maybe 2 pages and I've already run out of new videos. Yeah. I looked up the Promised Neverland, and by the 3rd page, I'm looking at fucking Boku no Hero chapter reviews and 7 Deadly Sins and Fairy Tail and One Piece and shit. Yeah, it's not. It's pretty low tier. Granted, I think the same thing could be said for Dr. Stone, which I've recently started reading a little bit more consistently now. But yeah, the Promised Neverland doesn't have like this huge kind of fall, and I think, you know what? I think it might be. I think it has the potential to be one of those, like, the manga series needs to end, and then the anime needs to come out for it, and it'll fucking blow up. Like I really hope this series kind of goes the Death Note route. Like, just do a fucking story, end it, and then let the anime adaptation come out for it. It'd be a perfect anime adaptation because the whole thing would be fucking finished. Let the shit come out, let people ingest it and enjoy it, and that shit would be gold. It'd be fucking gold. Because I feel like there's a lot here that's very interesting and intriguing. But I think the problem is because there's not a lot. Mystery series don't necessarily work as well manga as they do anime. I think mystery series are at their best animated because there's a lot of cool and ridiculous shit you can do and creative stuff you can do with the camera and the lens and how you want to have the characters look in certain sequences, and you can just have fucking fun with it. Versus a manga where you're just looking at still images, which granted can still have similar effects, but I think like when an oh shit moment happens in an anime versus an oh shit moment in the manga, an oh shit moment in the anime always hits harder, especially if it's one of those. The best way to describe it is if you've ever seen a character standing in the darkness and he's like everything, like, and it gets you into that weird mindset of, oh, everything's fucking fine, plot twist, no it's not, and the motherfucker comes out of the shadows or some shit, something to that effect. That shit works way better in the anime because it's usually zoomed in on the dude's smiling face, like everything's fine, and either you hear like a noise or you'll just see the darkness kind of envelop. Like, depending on how creative you are with the animation, you can make shit look great. You can honestly just say this is like a geek out for Promised Neverland because I feel like this series is very interesting, but I don't think it's gained a lot of traction. But apparently it does well enough because it's been going on for 35 chapters, and I'm glad to see it. And it's something different. It's like it's a survival Shonen Jump series, and I don't necessarily believe it's the first one, but it's a survival Shonen Jump series featuring children. And I don't mean like 15, 16-year-old like we always get in most of these series. I'm talking like little fucking kids. Like the oldest main character in here is like 5 or 6. So this is in the direction the manga's currently going. I am very edge on my motherfucking seat, like, bruh, what you about to do, dog? And I need to look up this author because I'm curious to see what else they've done. Because it would trip me out to be one of those dudes. Oh yeah, this is one of those creators of like Code Geass or Full Metal Alchemist or Death Note. You'd be like, boy, if you don't get your. Anyways, that's really all I have to say about The Promised Neverland. I think it's a really cool manga. I'm really enjoying it, very intrigued, and I feel like it needs to get a little bit more traction. I don't know if any of the volumes are out here. This might be one of the first like mystery slash mature series that I pick up, because I haven't picked up any of those types in a while. Most of everything I've been picking up is like Shonen Jump or Shonen Sunday. But yeah, please let me know your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. I would suggest checking out The Promised Neverland. Currently is licensed by Viz. I don't know if they've licensed the volumes, because I've yet to see anything about the volumes. And it has 35 fucking chapters, which means at most it should have like 4 or 5 volumes. So I need to check Right Stuff to see if it actually has a physical release. But if it doesn't, go check it out on Shonen Jump. Visit Shonen Jump. That shit is lit. I like it a lot. I recommend it. Anywho, this has been Schizomanic. Let's a game. Let it win. And I will catch you guys later.